welcome back to another video on the CycleKart build, and today I'm working on the seat. In the last video on the seat I made the frame, which has had one coat of primer, still needs another coat of primer on it, and since then I've used some card to mock up a design for the seat back, which is a piece of aluminium which will sit on the back of the frame, and these will wrap around the frame and be riveted like this. There will also then be a cross bead rolled in there, so I've transferred that onto here, onto this 1mm aluminium, and I've just cut out roughly out of the big sheet so that then I can now use some rod and a hammer to sort of beat in this cross and that bottom line, because we don't have a bead roller, and instead of finding someone who does, we thought we'd find a different way of doing it, so that then anyone else who doesn't have a bead roller has a way of doing it. And if it doesn't work, I've messed up so that you don't have to. Using a mixture of a hammer, some pieces of metal rod, and this wheel tool that we made, which is a piece of aluminium with a threaded bar in the middle and some bits of tubing, old tent pole on each side so it rolls. I've put 4 creases into my seat back. They're still very rough, but I'm going to anneal the metal again and give them another go. I've been taping this piece into the back of it and then using a hammer and the tools to hit down around it. So I'm going to see after I've annealed it if I can smooth it out anymore. I've finished cutting out and beading the back panel for the CycleKart seat. I have just put the frame on top of it, and you can see where these will roll over and then get riveted down there, along there, up there and across there. And it's come out quite nicely. These aren't the smoothest things in the world because they're not done with a bead roller, but they will work, and yeah, there'll be a seat pad which will velcro onto there that I still need to make, but it's looking good. Time to start rolling and then riveting. I've started to attach the seat back to the frame. I've clamped the frame over the piece of aluminium after annealing these 4 tabs. I clamped it down to the table, and then Dad applied more weight, just any extra weight, to these 2 edges, while I used this piece of wood to lift up all of this at the same time to get it over. So now we have 2 tabs over to an extent, so I now need to work out how I'm going to press these all the way down, and then I'll drill and rivet those, and then it will be the same process for the top and bottom, and then all it needs is paint and the straps attaching, and then I will have a working, fully functional seat back. Update on the seat back. I've got these 2 sides completely folded, and I'm folding this side round. Used a plank of wood and clamped this down to lift it up like that, and then I've just used a hammer to get it just tapped down with a rubber hammer to get it just over the edge to lock it in place, and then get a bit of tubing and we're clamping that down into this edge, and it's bringing it down to a radius, so then I can then clamp these down, drill and rivet, but then these 2 surfaces are parallel to each other, so it's not like this, because that would rip the rivet heads off. But yeah, that's how it's going. So it goes from that to this sort of stage to these. I'll show you when I'm started drilling. I've got the top and bottom of the seat back riveted. I just need to drill and rivet these two side ones. But so far it's going very well, nice and flush, and thankfully it's not shaking around at all because it's not actually fixed to this, it's just sort of wrapped around it. And luckily there's no oil canning, so it's not like when I'm going to lean back on it, it's just going to go bang, 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 back and forth, which is something I'm very grateful for. So far, it seems to be going smoothly. Fingers crossed, this will continue, and then I'll be able to paint it and install it, and everything will be good. Hopefully. As you can now see, the seat back is all finished. It just needs the bolts for the straps to hold it up. It needs painting, and then it can be fitted to the car. I'm very happy with how this has turned out. There's the back. Back in the garage working on the final parts of the seat. I'm currently making the sides that hold it up, but since you last saw it, this has been painted, and I've made this pad, and there's another pad I've made which goes here, but I just need to stick on the Velcro that will keep it on. But these pads are you can see here there's a thin, dense foam, and on this one I've got a thicker, softer foam layer, and this will be in the bottom of your back. This is all held together just with Velcro sewn on. And I've got this Alcantara style material, and this is some of that thick foam, piece of guttering under here with the thin foam over the top, and a couple of bits of white packing foam just to fill out the shape with the material adhesive on, the contact adhesive. And then these side supports are some buckles I bought on eBay, bolted on, and still need to cut down these bolts. And at the bottom end it's bolted on with the bolt, one of the bolts that holds the floor up. It's just on the outside. And I've just sewn on some of the seatbelt material I got, and I've made these straps out of steel, which Dad has then nickel plated, so they're looking nice. There's a couple of imperfections on them, but I don't think they're really that worth bothering about, and it looks good to me. So I just need to sew the other one of these for the other side, and glue on the Velcro for the upper pad, and then the seat will be done and I can test fit myself. As you can see, the seat is now complete. The belts that I was talking about have come out quite nicely. I'm very happy with them, and the pad all just removable with Velcro, easy to just stick back on, and the pads can be removed from the covers. The floor is currently just sat there, it sits over the bolts there, and inside you can see the guttering, so that just sits over there. But I'm happy with this. It's working as I planned it to, so you'll be able to sit on it, but then if you need to access back there, it just folds straight forward and you'll be able to easily get in here without removing the tail. And I think it looks nice and modern, bit of a modern feature to the car. I'm very happy with it.